Carrom is a tabletop game of Indian origin in which players flick discs, attempting to knock them to the corners of the board, in a similar fashion to billiards. Throughout South Asia, many clubs and cafes hold regular Carrom tournaments. Carrom is commonly played by families, including children, and at social gatherings. Different standards and rules exist in different areas. The word Carrom probably comes from Carrom, which means to strike and rebound. The game Carrom originated in India. State-level competitions were being held in the different states of India during the early part of the 20th century. Serious Carrom tournaments may have begun in Sri Lanka in 1935. By 1958, both India and Sri Lanka had formed official federations of Carrom clubs, sponsoring tournaments and awarding prizes. The game is usually played on a square board made of plywood, with a pocket in each corner. The International Carrom Federation says that the square playing surface must be between exactly 73.5 and 74 centimeters, 28.9 and 29.1 inch. Along each side, that the edges be bounded by bumpers of wood, and the underside of each pocket be covered by a net capable of holding at least 10 Carrom pieces. A successful pot entitles the player to shoot again. This means that, as in pool and snooker, it is possible for a player to pot all his or pieces and cover the queen from the start of the game without the opponent being given the chance to shoot. Any player pocketing the queen is required to cover it immediately by pocketing one of their Carrom men on the entitlement shot. If after potting the queen the player fails to cover it, then the queen is returned to the center of the table. It is illegal to pot the queen after the last piece, since the queen must always be covered. Thumbing is allowed by International Carrom Federation, which allows the player to shoot with any finger including the thumb, known as thumbing, thumb shot, or thumb hit. Crossing the diagonal lines on the board by coming in touch with it, pocketing the striker, is a foul. A player needs to ensure that his striking hand does not infringe or cross the diagonal lines aerially or physically. A player committing a foul must return one Carrom man that was already pocketed. If a player pockets his striker, he has to pay a penalty. This penalty is usually 10 points.